In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm sending 600 Instagram DMs every single day and how it's making me over $40,000 per month. Okay, so in this video, we're going to go over the actual scripting structure that I've used and proven over 50,000 outbound messages to be able to convert at a predictable rate. And once you have a predictable percentage of people who schedule a call with you, you know for certain exactly how many calls are coming on your calendar every single week. And this is an absolute treat. And you are so lucky you are watching this, because this has taken me 6 months to actually build out to the point where I'm consistently getting 4 to 6 appointments every single day for weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks now. And the reason why is because I understand the KPIs and I understand the messages that I need to send and the offer that I need to present to my clients in order for them to actually convert. I'm going to give you the exact lead sourcing strategy that I'm using in order to actually accomplish this amount of sheer volume that we're putting into the system. I'm going to show you how to set up and how to warm up your account so that you're not going to be banned. Because if you're sending all these messages from one location, from one single proxy, from one single Instagram account, you're going to be banned. And this is what gets most people, and this is why they cannot scale. I'm going to show you how to hook up all of your different Instagram accounts into one singular inbox, so you're not having to go through multiple different Instagram accounts in order to actually reply to people on. So you can actually be a business owner and make good use of your time, right? And I'm going to show you how to actually organize the data that you need to be collecting from this system, because if you don't understand the KPIs at every single stage inside of your pipeline, you're not going to be able to convert people at the maximum efficiency. You're not going to be able to optimize, improve your system, and actually have something that's predictable. Okay, so this is very, very important. I'm going to give you the exact bot and the exact automations that we're using in order to be able to achieve this scale without me burning out, right? Because I need to take sales calls. Like you saw my calendar, I'm packed with 6 sales calls every single day. These are from 3 different months, from May, from June, and from July, because this is something that is basically stood the test of time, right? And once you actually have something that's automatic, when you have something that's actually generating you 40 to 50 interested people every single day in your offer, you're not going to have the time to be able to respond to every single one of them. And this is where you need to be able to recruit the top VAs in the entire market. And I'm going to pull back all the curtains on exactly how this works in order for you to achieve the same results, right? So the first thing is building your proven scripting structure, okay? That's going to allow you to be able to consistently achieve results and achieve appointments on your calendar with people who actually want to buy from you, not with people who have $0 in the bank account from a third world country who don't know what they're talking about, right? So there's 2 main things, right? The first thing is you need to invoke a response from your prospect by finding their pain point. What a lot of people in this market tend to do, right, is they'll go ahead and message clients, right, basically saying, hey, is this a good place to ask questions? Or they just send them a long paragraph about what they do. Number one, when you're asking someone, is this the best place to ask questions, you're not getting the right people to reply, right? If everyone in the market, right, if everyone in the market is someone that you're messaging, but you're getting people to reply who aren't necessarily needing your service right now or needing what you provide, you are just wasting time and you're not getting the people that you need to be replying. So you need to find their pain while invoking a response at the same time. So this could be asking if you could share some strategies that you've used to achieve a result that they want to achieve, right? So if you help gyms with Facebook ads, you could say, hey, could I share you some free strategies on how I get more members into gyms, right? The people who have this pain are going to be wanting to respond to this message, right? But if you ask, is this a great place to ask questions? A lot of people who don't have the problem of getting more gym members, right, they're not going to respond. So you can apply this across your niche, right? And then you need to leverage that pain to actually book a call, right? So a lot of people, when they get replies on Instagram, but they don't know how to convert those replies into actual appointments. And it's because they're not understanding the reason why someone would book a call with them. The reason why someone's booking a call with you is not because they want to find out more about your service. It's not because they like Facebook ads, right? It's not because they like whatever you're doing. It's because they have a pain that they believe that you can solve. So if you can't leverage the fact that they have to basically book a call with you, if you can't even use that to actually get them to do what you want them to do, you're not persuading them and you're not going to get them to do what you want, right? People do things for their own reasons, not for yours. So if you can't convince them and if you can't show them why their situation is not going to improve, if they don't book a call with you, you're never going to get them to, okay? And then utilizing the 5 copywriting laws. And this is something that's super, super important that most people don't understand is they try and send massive messages, right? Which creates a lot of friction in the prospect and they don't want to reply, right? They don't have any reason as to why this person should respond, right? So if they say, hey, I'd like to have a conversation with you, like, they don't care, right? There's no desire in here, right? If you say, hey, I want to show you how I run Facebook ads, they don't care. There's no desire there, right? They don't care about the Facebook ads. They don't care about your growth partnership opportunity, right? They don't care about any of this stuff. They care about making more money. They care about getting more clients, more gym memberships, more jobs, different things like that, right? That is what they care about. So once you understand what they care about and their current situation, you're able to create some desire, right? You need to show perceived effort. So if you're sending like one of those messages with a bunch of emojis in it that looks like it's just a marketing copy, right? If it looks like it's a piece of advertising, they're not going to respond to that. People respond to DMs because they want to communicate with another human being. And if it looks like you're just trying to spam them with something that they don't even care about, they're not going to respect that message and they're not going to reply to you, right? You need to show that you're actually invested in communicating with them and that you've actually put some effort into the message that you sent, right? And number 4 is desensitization. And this is why you cannot just copy word for word exactly what people are saying, because if you copy the exact same thing that other people are doing, maybe you'll get some replies for like 2 weeks. And then when everyone else starts using it, and when people get desensitized to seeing the same message over and over and over again, no one's ever going to book a call with you, right? And it's never going to work. And then escalation of commitment. This is another big thing. So if you're asking for the call right away on the very first message, they're not going to book because they haven't established trust with you. They haven't built a conversation with you, built a relationship, and they don't see how they're not confident that you can actually do what you say you can do. So you need to establish that trust. You need to unlock their pain. You need to show them how you can actually alleviate that pain. And then once they understand that, then you can ask for the call, right? And that's why we invoke the response to find the pain before we actually push on the issue, right? And again, once you're actually able to leverage things like this, once you actually have a conversation pattern that you know every single step of the way, right? This is a conversation, right? This is just an example of how this looks like, right? Just asking, right? Because obviously I help you with appointment booking, right? I just have this strategy. Would you like to see how it works? I show them my VSL. They're interested in how it works. I send them my calendar link, right? And then they don't respond right away, which is fine. And then what I do here, right, is I actually show them some perceived effort. I have a way of being able to upload different audio files to here so that my VA, which I'm going to show you how to recruit, can automatically upload pre-recorded voice notes, right? So it seems super personalized, right? I'm able to upload different videos with using AI, right? AI can actually generate these follow-ups. And if I'm not consistently following up with these people, right? If I don't have the system and the process in place to show people that I actually have effort and I actually care about this person, right? If they don't see the perceived effort, number 3 here, they're not going to schedule a call, right? And this is why these follow-ups are so important, is because on follow-up number 7, he schedules a call, right? So if you do not have these follow-ups in place, you're not going to be able to consistently book calls, right? And this is the thing, is this is something that I've built over months and months and months. It's something that I actually took time to basically get right, getting all the account setup process working, getting all the lead generation proper, making sure that I actually have something that can track data to know that I'm going in the right direction. Once I've actually built this out, it becomes very easy to leverage. Like some of my clients, when they join me, like Carlos, he just started his business going like right out of the gate, and he had the commitment to know that like plugging into a system that's already working is going to be the fastest way to success, right? And he was able to sign his first 3 high-ticket clients in 23 days. Another one of our clients named Adrian, he had all the automations in place, but he didn't have the plug-and-play systems to actually know that it was going to work. And as soon as you actually insert something with specified KPIs, that's basically, you know exactly how many people are going to book a call from how many messages you send. As soon as you plug that in to a high-leverage automated system like this, you're able to go from $600 a month to 5.8K per month in 33 days. The screenshots right here, right? And that's how you basically set up the scripting. Now, in order to actually get the people who you're able to message to, right, you cannot be messaging people who are dead, right? And what I mean by this is they're not active on Instagram, right? So if you're reaching out to someone who has been on Instagram maybe like last year, right, or someone who's not active on the platform, you're not going to consistently get replies, right? The biggest determinant of reply rate, the biggest determinant of appointment booking is the actual activity of the prospect, right? It's the inputs that are actually going into the system. You can have the best script, the best automation, the best team in the entire world, but if you're feeding shit leads into the system, it does not make a difference, right? And as you can see here, we've been doing this for a very, very long time. I've sent like this is already up to 38,000 different accounts that we've been sending to, right? And this is actually after I've deleted a whole bunch, right? So we've actually sent 45,000 DMs over the past couple months, right? And again, the way that we do this is through this process of actually automating and actually setting everything up correctly, okay? Now, in terms of generating leads, we need to make sure they actually have intent to the subject that we want to like basically help them with, right? So if we're targeting realtors, we don't want to be targeting random realtors from random different locations, right? We want to make sure that these people actually need our help, right? So if we're looking for realtors, again, this is just an example. You can look for gyms, you can look for agencies, you can look for construction companies, right? But if you're working with realtors specifically, you want to find someone who's actually talking about marketing for realtors, because that's what you're helping these realtors do. You're helping them get listings, you're helping them get deals, right? This is the exact same thing that this person right here is doing. And you can see he has thousands and thousands and thousands of people who are watching his videos recently, right? And these are recently uploaded videos, right? And what that means is if we're able to find the people who are liking and commenting on these posts, we're able to find people who are actively searching for the solution that we actually help people with, right? And the way that you're able to find these influencers for these different niches is you can search up simply realtor coach on Instagram or marketing realtor coach on Instagram. And you can search this up in Google and you'll be able to find these people, right? So for example, if I wanted to find something for dentist, I could search up dentist business coach on Instagram, right? And I'm able to find like basically dentist gurus, right? Who are able to actually, like this person helps dental people, right? We're able to actually find people who are actually looking for this kind of solution, right? And we can see like 181 people who like this post. So once we actually have this in place, we're able to actually find people who are consistently looking for what we do, right? And basically looking for the solution that we already provide, right? Now, to actually find the people, to actually scrape the people consistently who are liking these posts, this isn't something that we can do manually, or we're going to be sitting here for hours when we actually have a company to be running, right? And this is why we have automations in place to be able to do this. So there's 4 different ways to basically be able to do this. There's one, this is personally what we're using right now. I have a VA run this. He's using something called Instant Data Scraper, right? And this automatically basically takes out all the people who are liking these posts automatically. With Growman, what you can do here is this allows you to scrape all of the followers of the person who you're trying to reach out to, right? And these are free Chrome extensions. If you want to go into the paid side, if you're looking for like large influencers, for example, you can use different databases like Modash, and you can also use Phantom Buster to scrape things like posts and things like that, which is just a lot easier version of this, right? And basically how you use this, right? If I were to basically scrape this post, if I were to look to all of the people who like this post, these people are going to be dentists. And you can see like they're literally orthodontics doctors in here, right? So what you would do is you could open up this Instant Data Scraper Chrome extension, and you want to make sure this table is highlighted here, right? And what we can do here is we can click start crawling. And what this is going to do is this is going to scroll through all of the people who have liked this post. And you can see here it's collected 44 rows, which means it's scraped 44 people. Now it's scraped 61 people, right? And we can let this scroll forever until all of the likes have basically been scraped, right? So now what we can do is we can click copy all, right? And now it's done, right? And we scraped 61 leads. So we can remove out of here. And what we can do is we can go and open a new spreadsheet. If I'm going to go to my Google Drive here, what I can do is I can click this here. I can go open a Google Sheet. And what I'm able to do is I'm able to paste this. And now I have the link for every single person who liked this post, right? Which is extremely high leverage because I scraped just 61 dentists who are already interested in the service that we provide and the solution that we actually help people achieve, right? So what I can do now is I can just go over here and I'm able to actually put this into my database for automation, right? And I'm able to actually send out messages to all these different people, which is extremely high leverage, right? And you can do this for any niche that you are looking to target. And that's basically how that works, right? And how you're able to actually automatically generate pre-qualified leads to be able to reach out to, okay? And I'm going to show you how to input this into the automation system. That's so that all of these messages are able to be sent on complete autopilot. Step of the process, right? And again, like I want to explain, like this, once you have this, once you're able to consistently get qualified leads and consistently actually achieve these results, like Caleb, he was able to achieve a run rate of 100 appointments a month just after literally 2 months. I used to operate this entire system for one of Dylan Wilson's old companies and getting 30 appointments every single week automatically, right? The reason why this works is because we have KPIs in place. We know that when we reach out to people who are already interested in the solution we provide, we're able to follow these copywriting laws. We're able to actually understand exactly how to have the same conversation every single time between multiple different people. We're able to have extremely high leverage and book all these calls every single day, right? Now, we need to basically set up our accounts in order for this to, again, actually run, right? And we cannot be setting up our accounts on the same computer, so to speak. We cannot set them up on the same proxy server. And essentially what that means is if we set every single account up on one location, right, one physical location, Instagram is going to be able to see that and they're going to ban your accounts. Even if you have multiple different accounts, right? Even if you're only sending 30 messages per day per account, which is what I recommend. If Meta sees that all of these messages are being sent out from one single location, they are going to ban all of your accounts. So the way that we basically combat this is we're able to attach different VPN servers to all of these accounts, right? And this is done through WebShare and something called Hide My Account, which are two different softwares, right? So if I were to open up Hide My Account, for example, what this basically does is this stores different Chrome browsers on one computer so that when I open up these different accounts, right, they're going to appear in different locations to each other inside of the United States, right? And you can see that if I were to search up like, where am I on this account, for example, where am I, right? What is my location? What I'm able to see is that it doesn't really know. If I'm able to accept all of this, accept this, right? It says I'm in Australia right now and I am in Canada. So very, very different spot, right? And again, the reason why this works, right, is because it's all set up differently, okay? And once you actually have this in place, once you're able to basically set up all your Instagram accounts on different locations, and again, these are two softwares that you can just download for very, very cheap. You need to basically set up your account in a way where people are going to actually find trust in it, right? So you've probably seen those accounts with no profile pictures, no followers that are trying to reach out to people. You need to actually look like you're a real account, right? You need to buy this blue badge for $15 a month, and it's going to skyrocket your reply rate, right? You need to have a profile picture that actually shows your face, because if you're hiding behind a logo, again, people aren't going to feel like they're actually, like you're actually giving effort into the conversation, because they don't feel like they're talking with a human, right? If you don't have a bio that looks real, people aren't going to trust you. If you don't have any posts at all, people aren't going to trust you. So you need to set up your account in a way where it looks like a real human, okay? And when you're getting a new account, you cannot just create a new account from scratch, because if you do that, again, if Instagram sees that you're basically starting a brand new account from complete scratch and starting to send DMs instantly, they're going to ban your account. So you have to buy aged ones. I buy them from a place called z2u.com. It's Z, the number 2, the letter u.com. And if you go there, you're able to buy aged Instagram accounts for about $3 a pop. And then once you actually are using them on these different VPN servers, you need to warm them up, okay? And I have an entire SOP on here to actually do this. Day one, you need to just log into the account and not touch anything else. And then once a week passes, you're able to start sending some cold DMs. You want to send warm DMs between the other accounts that you have, so it looks like you're actually able to have a conversation. You need to be liking random reels, following people, so that Instagram understands that you're not just there to send cold DMs and they're not going to flag your account, okay? And this is why for the last 3 to 6 months, I'm able to send all these messages without actually going to spam and without my accounts getting banned, right? Because if your accounts are banned, no one's going to see your messages, no one's going to book a call with you, okay? And then the most high leverage thing is this software called Como. And what this allows you to do, if you just go to como.com, right, obviously this is how you spell it, what you're able to do is you're able to connect all of your Instagram accounts, right? So for example, I have over 20 different Instagram accounts, and you can see all of these accounts are connected into one unified inbox, right? So if I go to Como here, I'm able to actually receive replies from every single one of my accounts, right? And here are the unread replies that I have right now. My VA just logged off about 2 hours ago, right? And I can see all of the different messages from all of my different accounts in one single location, right? And I'm able to basically send voice notes here. I'm able to send images here. And then I'm able to basically send messages here as well, right? And that's basically how I'm able to actually systemize this so that my VA is able to respond to these messages extremely quickly without having to browse through every single one of these accounts, so I can actually have leverage inside of the system that's being run, right? If I don't have this, I'm not going to be able to respond to messages very, very quickly, and I'm not going to be able to get the reply rate that I need in order to actually scale the system, okay? Now, you need to have a data tracker, okay? And this is step 5, because if you do not have an understanding of what the reply rates are, what the appointment booking rates are, and every single step in between, you're not going to be able to have an understanding and a gauge on whether the system's working or not, right? Because if you have just a general idea of, oh, I booked one appointment in the last couple days, my system's not working, right? If you don't know the exact numbers at every single stage in the process, you're not going to understand why the system's not working. At what point in the pipeline are things being bottlenecked, right? And if you do not have this information, you're never going to be able to improve things, and you're never going to be able to achieve the level of success that I have with this, right? So at this point in time, right, I'm able to send 600 DMs every single day without me doing anything, without me replying to anyone, without me sending any messages myself, without me scraping leads every day. I just have to talk to my VA basically for half an hour once a week, right? I'm getting 35 people interested in my offer through cold DMs every single day. I'm getting 6 qualified appointments on my calendar every single day. Typically around 4 of those people show up, which means I get 4 clients per week at a 20% sales conversion rate, which means I'm able to make $12,000 right in a week. This is obviously assuming that this is obviously with the math, assuming this is a 3K offer, right? Which isn't what we offer. And then again, this is exactly how, and using these leverage, using these actual conversion rates, right? This is exactly how I was able to make $42,000 in 1 month at 20 years old with an average order value of 28%, right? Which you can see right here. And again, if you do not have the systems in place and the metrics in place to be able to know exactly how you can convert people, you're not going to be able to achieve these results because you won't even know what the results are, okay? Now, leveraging automation, okay? This is extremely important, because if you are the one manually sending DMs, right, you're not going to be able to achieve the level of scale that you could otherwise, right? If you're stuck sending manual DMs because you think you need to customize every single message for every single person, I have talked to people who are sending 20 DMs a day, and they come to me and they're wondering, is my script bad? Why am I not booking appointments? The reason why they're not booking appointments is because they're sending 20 messages a day. You're going to book one call maybe once a week, and that's at best, right? The only way to predictably scale something, unless you charge very high ticket, and I mean over $20,000 for an offer, you are not going to be able to achieve the level of success. You're not going to be able to achieve $50,000 a month. You're not going to be able to achieve 7 figures because you're not getting enough volume inside of your system, okay? And the only way to do that is through automation. And what I've been able to use to be able to actually scale this thing in terms of automation is something called colddms.com. I've tried multiple different softwares for this. I've tried things like IGDM bot and all these different other softwares. Cold DMs is the only software that actually protects your account and actually doesn't get you banned, right? I've tried all these different softwares before, not the best experience with them. All my accounts got banned. They never were really able to work. This is the only thing that I found that works. There's a discount code in the description, okay? Once you actually have the setup though, once you've inserted your scripting that we've basically proven and tested out here, right? All the different scripts that I'm currently using right now, once you've actually integrated this into your automation and you're automatically sending out 800 or 600 DMs, every single day, you're not going to be able to handle all the replies yourself, right? I have an entire company to run, right? I have people to manage, right? I have clients to fulfill for. I have meetings to take. I cannot be handling 35 positive replies inside of my inbox every single day, or I will not be able to scale effectively, right? And the way that we are able to actually build this thing out and actually make this work is by hiring a VA. Now, what people do a lot of the time, and what they do not understand, is they try and hire VAs and they complain they're low-skilled workers, that they're not able to fulfill the certain task that they give him. But the issue is, it's not with the VA, right? Because I have a VA and he's booking me over 100 appointments every single month, right? And the reason why I was able to find him, the reason why I'm able to actually train him to the point where he's able to do this consistently, it's because of the system that he's dropped into, right? You can take the best VA in the world, but if you just give him the instructions of go book me appointments using this script and targeting this niche, he's not going to succeed. You have to be very, very clear with the instructions that you're giving this person, right? You have to almost treat him. Obviously, you want to treat him like a human, right? But in terms of the instructions that you give him, you need to treat him like a piece of code where you need to go line by line every single thing that possibly could happen in the entire process so that they don't need to think for themselves, right? Obviously, they do a little bit, right? But they need to just go line by line. I do this when this happens. I do this when this happens. I do this when this happens. And when you have a process that is so tight and has such a tight feedback loop where there is zero room for anything to go wrong, nothing will go wrong, right? Everything that will go wrong will, but if you don't leave room for anything to go wrong, and you SOP every single part of the process to a T, they're not going to be able to screw up unless they can't read, right? Now, where I find these people, I find them on Upwork. I pay them about $3 to $4 an hour, which, mind you, is pretty good in the Philippines. That's where I hire them from. And what I'm able to actually do is, this is the job post that I post on Upwork, so you can go in here and copy this entire thing if you want to. But the key is, like I said before, the actual system in place that they are being dropped into, right? So what this basically is, and I'll pull this over here so it's not as blurry. This is the exact map, right, of every single thing that a prospect could possibly respond with, right? And what that means is I account for every single variable that a person could possibly say, right? If there is a pre-written response in the outreach scripts that I've given them, they are going to send that prospect that response, track them accordingly inside of the tracker, and follow on to the next reply. And every single thing that someone could possibly say is pre-templated out so that they don't have to ask me hardly any questions, right? I have a 10-minute with my meeting with my VA 3 times a week, and that is it, right? And the reason for that, and the reason why the only thing I have to do is look at his end of day report, see that he's talked with 23 interested prospects, see that 10 people asked to book a call, and see that 4 people actually scheduled and sent 600 DMs. The reason why I'm able to just sit back and look at that is because I know exactly what he's going to be saying to every single person, and he does as well, right? And again, the reason why you need to hire a VA and why you cannot be doing this yourself and why outsourcing this is an integral part of this entire process is because even if you're the one replying to DMs and you feel like you can do it so much better than the VA, the issue is that you are going to be the bottleneck in terms of your time, right? And if you don't have 8 to 10 hours to spend every single day replying to messages, you're going to be missing out on reply speed, right? And reply speed, the faster you can respond to someone's question or someone's concern or someone's reply, the faster and more likely they are to actually schedule a call, right? So you can see this. This is basically something called surface area. So, for example, if your VA is working from 5 a.m. till 4 p.m., he's going to be able to cover this amount of surface area, right? Which picks up all these red dots, and you can call these red dots replies. He's going to be able to respond to all these red dots extremely quickly, right? And the other ones he'll reply to slowly. If you're only able to check your replies from 9 to 10 and from 4 to 5, you're only going to be responding to a tiny percentage of people really quickly, which means the appointment booking rate is going to be lower. So it's important that you're able to give them that autonomy, right? And once you actually have that in place, once you have a predictable set of scripts that you know are going to convert at a certain percentage like we found here, once you have a predictable way to actually generate leads and pre-qualify them before you actually send messages to them and actually set up your accounts in a way where they're not going to get banned and where you can reply to people very quickly and understand the exact metrics that you're getting from running this system, right? And from automatically messaging these people and having someone to reply to every single person for you, being able to achieve a calendar of 3 to 6 calls every single day becomes very, very easy to do because you know exactly what needs to happen to be able to do that, right? It becomes a math equation rather than a pipe dream, right? And once you have this down, being able to book calls becomes extremely easy because you know it's just a numbers game, right? You know if you do this, you're going to achieve these numbers, right? So if you would like me to help you personally actually build out this entire thing, being able to build out the entire scripting process, helping you set up your accounts, being able to know exactly where your niche is online and actually filtering through and finding the best people to message, right? And actually setting up the automation and finding a VA that you know is going to be able to help you get to what you want. I encourage you to click the first link in the description. You can talk directly with me. You can find out more information on that link. And from there, I can show you all the details of how this works, whether you decide to get my help or not. Okay? So I implore you to click that button. But if not, I will see you in the next video.